B.
Yeah, Buttercup's been doing a fantastic job this season. Got a new engine package sorted out, and well, doing a very, very good job was leading the points. Oh, that is just a hesitation off the line. He just must have got lost out there. It'd be interesting to find what was going on. Buttercup at the last round at Waitra was completely focused all day, had been doing such a fantastic job, and coming into the top 6, he sat there, started watching the big screen, then when he went out on the track, he got lost straight out the chute. So I'm wondering if he's lost that point of concentration there off the start line like he did in Waitra.
Yeah, I don't know, something went wrong, foot slipped off the throttle, here comes the split. Split he goes through it at 34.491, so he's a wee way off. I don't know what's going to happen there, but he's coming through now. Nicely up the back of the track. Around Altherm. They'll be looking, it's going to be a sub 50. 51.777, so yeah, not quite his best time of the day, and obviously that start did not work for him at all.
Peter Connor, if you could make your way to commentary, please. Pete, could you make your way to commentary? Yeah, Buttercup, when he had that issue at Waitra, I just wonder if that same sort of thing just lost concentration. Look, it's fairly easy to do, you know. I know what I'm like, mate. I see something shiny and that's it. I've lost exactly where I am. And when you're braking or belting around a track at breakneck speed, just that slight moment of hesitation, that slight moment of loss of concentration can mean big differences on the scoreboard. As we now go, Chris Rasmussen Racing.
The rookie, second race meeting ever. Really looking to improve every time. I've been really impressed with him. The boat's sounding a little bit flutterish earlier on. I think he's struggling a bit with jet sizes and fuel, but certainly looks better this time around.
This guy, I do believe, former sprint car driver.
Ah, righto, there you go. I didn't you can tell now by the way he is, he's very smooth behind the wheel, but like I say, if he can sort that fueling out, I think he's going to be very good to watch as the season progresses.
They're wringing the neck out of it, it's just not going anywhere, is it?
Nah, it's like, you know, like I say, it looks like it's choking, a little bit easy out of the old hairpin there, the mouthfresh hairpin, but it's certainly, I wouldn't call it a super quick in the speed department. Split, we've got it. A 38.
Blown right out. You can see out there the boat just certainly not operating to its best capabilities. But, well, I'll tell you what, one thing about him is that he's smooth until he went the wrong way.
Yeah, I was just thinking there, he's just, oh, now we got the old hop on.
I reckon what's happening, he's hearing that popping coming out of the engine, and that's just, you lose concentration when you're listening to the engine.
He's managed to get it back on track, but he'll be disappointed with that because that sort of blew out. Didn't help him much at all. An extra 5 seconds going around that island there. A bit of a visit around Stinger Island, and then he worked out what was going on. So, no, he'll be disappointed for Chris. Like I say, he does sound like he's got some fuel issues there. Definitely the boat lacking a little bit. And sometimes you come to different tracks, different climate, different sea levels. Everything changes. You know, you got to fatten something up or lean it out, change jet sizes. I think they need to keep working on that. And as a rookie, he's probably going to learn that as he goes. So hopefully someone is over there in the tent helping him out.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're listening to that popping in the background, that's where he lost the track rotation there. But we now go down to the flounder pounder. It is Jacob Simmons and an issue straight off the start line, so they will go back. They raised their hand quick enough. So what happens is sometimes these jet units will suck a little bit of weed up, and if that happens, they put the hand up. Straight away, you're not allowed to do half a rotation or anything like that and then say, oh, I've got a problem. But straight off the start line, they've done exactly what they needed to do, so very smart from these young men to say, well, hang on a second, things aren't quite right. They'll come back and they will face a starter, which is A-OK. So these guys are running an L98 a 6 litre, the Industrial Manufacturing Services, Gold Products, Trojan, Wilsons and SMB Products. We'd like to support and thank our local sponsors, Industrials Manufacturer Services, SMB Productions, Dave and Pip and Tumu ITM. I think I said that right. If I haven't,
it is right. It is right.
Tumu, right. I have a little bit of trouble with the Kiwi pronunciation of places. But I think I'm getting a little bit better. Flounder pounder straight back up on to the trailers, so they will pull that boat up onto the ramp, see what's going on underneath it, and they will come out in a minute. So I dare say we will have somebody else. No, it looks as though they're okay with it. And no, that's not. It's the Beaver reliever now coming off, and Carl Beaver. and Jay Amon, during their first ever race at Wanganui, a big crash, rolled it, Jay broke her arm, showed up to the next race meeting with her arm in plaster. And just, you know, that's hardcore.
It's dedication. I'll tell you what, it's great to see. And Carl, he's really loving the sport. Obviously, another set of rookies. And just great to see such friendly people in the sport. The motor sounds good. That sounds better when you hear the rev of that. That's certainly different to what we heard out of Chris Rasmussen. So
yeah, look, this boat trimmed really nicely as well. KB Engineering, the sponsors on board here. The retro 60s helmets as well, quite sharp looking.
All good with the rotation so far. Carl and Jay. Jay's got him on down to the mighty mouth fresh hairpin. Absolutely not scared of that. Beautifully out of there.
Yeah. It's such a big step for rookies to go into a hairpin the way he has. So that's a very big step. We've seen some of the more experienced drivers very hesitant into that hairpin. So this is boding well for Carl Beaver.
34.495 for the split. A little bit of work to do to come onto the top there, but he'll be hoping to get us up 50. Not on the cards at the moment.
And so Carl Beaver across the line there with a 51.791 into P2 behind Daniel Reid, but Daniel Reid buttercup well down on the time that he would have liked to have posted.
Still a good time for Carl there. I think he'd be pretty happy with that, 51.791. So, like I say, just about got Daniel Reid. So he'll be hunting him. There's no doubt about that. Flounder pounder backing back off.
Very cool, calm head from these two to, a lot of people, a lot of rookies come off that start line, something wrong, the weed, they just go, don't know what to do. So these guys have seriously thought about it. They've had the problem, raised their issue, come back now. We see them back on the track. So the flounder pounder, the more and more I see of these young men, the more and more I'm impressed. The boat really bow down.
Oh, absolutely. It pushes water, but it doesn't seem to affect it. Like I say, it's so steady. They just do not lift the throttle. Must have been a toss-up who was going to drive this boat this year. I think that's how they did work it out, to be honest. I think it might have been a heads of Carl's call, and they've stuck with it. But it's great to be watching them all year.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see next season if we've still got the same helmsman or the boys swap positions in the boat. But I reckon there'll be a few arguments on the lounge room floor over that come the end of the season. But the flounder pounder through the split there at a 35.383. So they are in about the mix, probably about a second down where they'd like to from the more experienced heads of Daniel Reid, for example.
Absolutely. I read a great article on these guys, these boys actually leading up to this event. Cross the line. Oh, a nice little finish there. 52.899. So they're still right there into P3 with a 52.899. So only a second really splitting these guys at the moment. But I did, going back into that article I read, these guys are real keen to be in the super boats. They're already talking about the next class, which is great to see. I mean, the rookies this year, wow. They're talking about, we've seen some young guys come through like Blake Bryant, Sam Newdix, the likes of them in the years. We haven't had these youngsters come through for a long time, and we know how well those guys pedal. So,
yep.
Great
and look, it is really good. We'll talk about Blake Bryant in just a minute.
Absolutely.
Because he's not here, so we can talk behind his back, really. White Noise coming out now. It is Hayden Wilson and his sister Amanda Wilson sitting in the silly seat. So these pairing from Wanganui there. So Hayden, the aluminium fabricator, and this boat looking very smooth in this early part of the lap. Hayden Wilson certainly knows how to drive, quite a lot of experience. Took last year off, an opportunity just to sort of catch his breath, and coming back, took him a little while to get back on the pace again, but now he seems to be all in. Where's he going to go? Into the hairpin. Nice. Yeah. Well, probably a bit too much of a back off, to be honest.
Eased off. It looks super relaxed, this run from Hayden. Not as aggressive as I saw earlier in the day, but he does drive really smooth, and he tends to put a time down so close. He just makes it look easy, and that's, I suppose, when you see someone who's been one NZ before, had a season off like you just talked about, and then come back. The last two tracks he has fired a shot, so let's see how close he is. 51 or 52?
White Noise, Hayden Wilson into a P4 with a 53.568, gone backwards.
Yeah, well, there you go. So maybe wrong set of blades in there. I think he's just read that. You can see he just hit the gas pedal and...
Yep, trying to see what the response is.
Yeah, so a little bit flat. Something happened there. Something they've changed hasn't gone right.
Talking about, we were just a bit earlier, Blake Bryant and Kate Hoogerbrug from Gisborne. Normally we see them in the unlimited class. They sent through a message before. They got the FOMO going on, the fear of missing out. Blake's working on the boat with the laptop on top of the injectors there, having a bit of a look at what's going on. So, well, if you've got the fear of missing out, get down here. Stop carrying on.
He's the tinkerer from hell, but there's no doubt about it. Can't wait to see these guys back at Auckland racing. So certainly the track suited them here today. Let's see what happens and unfolds. Those guys, good luck with getting that boat right. Bevan Schuler, this is the man to watch. The dark horse, looking for a smooth ride and doing a great job so far.
Yeah, got his wife Sam in there, recently married, and from Schuler Concrete, Burry Brothers Transport Diesel Services from Altherm in the Taranaki region of New Zealand. And a lot of races coming out of that Taranaki region since you put a track in there, Leighton. Very, very positive, well-supported club. And Bevan Schuler in to the split. The time is a 35.15, so well down on really where he'd like to be. Oh, no, actually, I've got that wrong.
It's actually not bad. It's not bad. He's in the mix. He's right there, KV. So I think he's going to join the club as well. So they're all starting to bunch up. The concrete man from Eltham, as he brings around now, Carponga.
52.439 into P3 there for Bevan and Sam Schuler.
He'll be happy with that. He'll be looking over at the board. I know he was a 53, 54 before lunch. So, again, only his third run or fourth run in that boat. So he's going to look there and go, well, there's another second.
Yep.
He's coming in.
A lot of these guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, have got a computer that they'll plug into the engine, and you can actually see the track course on certain pages of the software on the data analysis. And some of these guys and girls will be able to say, right, we can see the boat knifed in there, and they can actually use those data points to try to smooth things out and tune the engine. So a lot of technology going into these machines, which a couple of years ago, the technology was wet your finger, stick it in the air and work out which way the wind was blowing. As we go, TNT Racing, Ray Thompson, David Toms.
TNT's lit the wick. Certainly grey-powered sponsored machine. These two old gents, they like to crank it. It's sounding good so far. Like the sound of that at all, KB.
Yeah, Ray Thompson last time out got a wrong way, uncharacteristic of him in the middle of a race day. Normally, if he's going to have problems, it'll be at the start of the day. But to go wrong way in Q3 was quite surprising. Sorry, Q4. So hopefully that they've got their track mapping, their in-helmet communication GPS system working again, or otherwise known as their brain. But the split at a 35. Oh, got it up on the island, hit the Altherm, got the boat airborne. You heard the pop, you heard the squat, and away it goes again.
Oh, he clipped it, got away with it only just, but he did get away with it. He's got the wobbles out there, the old fella, but here she comes round now across the line. 53.410. I tell you what, great save, and he did well to hang on to that. So 53 point. Now he's talking to Tomsy, saying what the hell happened there.
Yeah, that's it. Just drifted a little bit wide and got the boat airborne. So, ladies and gentlemen, certainly don't take your eyes off the track, because this sport, it only takes a split second and they're gone. Mind you, we've got the Grand Collingwood here with the big screen replay, so we can all check that out, of course, and the live stream back at home. Now, mate, yeah, not too sure that this is your favourite driver at all, your wife.
Loving me life. Here she comes in the bright pink machine. Get behind it. The girl talk machine, Cherie Patterson, Kelly Manell. 0800 my engine. They've worked hard on the lunch break. Tim, the mechanic, putting some more fuel in it. They were in P2 last time out, so let's get behind this all-girl team. She wants her first victory here today. And in she goes. Down goes the hammer. Just needs to stay on that throttle, I said to her. Nice job so far.
Yeah, Kelly came out early in the morning, and she does, that is characteristic of the way that she goes about her day. Starts off very, very smooth, doesn't stress herself, doesn't try to break the lap record, and just slowly improves each and every run. And into that hairpin nicely. You'll be happy with that, Leighton.
Absolutely. There's a good half second she pulled out of there. That's going to help her. Let's see what the split looks like. So far, so good. Oh, 34, best split we've seen yet by Kel, so she'll be happy with a 34.857. She's on time at the moment to pull her best time of the day. Really, really hoping she'll be looking for a 51 here. Let's see what's left.
Kelly Manel in the push for the line in the Girl Talk machine, and a 51.696 straight to the top of the table.
There's that 51 she was hunting. She'll be absolutely wrapped. She'll be looking right now. They'll give themselves a bit of a clap. There we go. They've got it. That's what they were looking for. So there's a little bit left. They've got to keep going to squeeze that into the 50 club.
Yeah, really good run from the girls there. And as we now see our last competitor for our final qualifying round for the Group B category, this will be Paddy Hayden, Jay Hayden, doing the navigational duties. G'day to Big Nige, having a check out there on the wides, the big screen back at home. And, well, Paddy and Jay Hayden, the synonymous Mohawks. So, yep, we see g'day to Hayden, mate. Well, this is a great start. Paddy Hayden at the early part of the day was a bit ragged on the steering wheel. Early in this part of the lap, looks to have smoothed things out a little bit.
You can certainly hear this engine revving. Some very, very high-tech little motor, and you can see why it's got that sticker 1NZ on it. Paddy, been around many moons, hoping to step up a class next year. Really looking forward to seeing him. He's talking about coming to Superboat. We really hope that's going to happen.
Wow.
That is hot off the press. So we'll see what happens with Paddy. Coming home, here comes the split. Looking good so far.
That's a quick
32.
split.
Very good.
Yeah, Paddy Hayden really doing such a good job in the Group B category. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets up into that unlimited sort of seat one of these days. Paddy Hayden now coming into the line. Jay's wife giving him plenty of carry. 49.583. Wow, that is 3.1 seconds quicker than the rest of the fleet.
Yeah, you could hear it. You could hear that Sun Tough machine really revving. He's obviously gone and put his good blades in after lunch. He said, well, we'll just stretch it out a little bit more. He's just pulled away from the crew, and that's general Paddy Hayden style. He normally hunts, hangs around the back, and then goes. So Paddy, like I say, seasoned performer, been around many moons, been 1NZ twice, and looking very, very odds-on to take it again this year if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, that's right. Certainly leading the top of the table in the Group A category. Sorry, the Group B category. We now step up to the Fowler Homes Group A